How's it going, my friends? Have you ever wondered if it's possible to have your process safety management program totally in place so that you can enjoy peace of mind? Have you ever wondered if it's possible to achieve that without having an enormous staff? Well, we've thought that too, and we've been on your side of the table in the operating companies, and we know the frustration with the big onerous thing that's PSM, right? PSM is a government program, so OSHA manages it and regulates it, and it's big. It was started years and years ago, and it was really geared towards big companies, and it's grown into a really big behemoth thing, and it's full of nuances and complications. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of things look differently for small to mid-sized operators than they do for your big companies like Dow or Exxon or Chevron or DuPont. So there's ways to achieve PSM compliance and have that peace of mind and not have to do the same things that the big behemoth companies are doing, or have the same budgets the huge companies are doing. And there's other consulting companies out there that would like for you to believe that you have to. But the truth of the matter is it's not true. And so you can achieve that peace of mind as it relates to process safety management without the enormous budget, without all the complication. And the good news is that there's a formula to make that happen. And that's a formula and framework that we've built at Patronus Energy that we call the peace of mind formula. Because let's face it, if you're, whether you're a small company that's growing with the hopes to sell, or you're part of a company that's small to mid-sized and you're acquiring other companies, like the last thing you want is for some sort of surprise to come along in the middle of that deal with respect to process safety and some nuanced compliance issue that's going to make the deal fall apart. Or maybe the deal goes through, but unbeknownst to you, you've now acquired something that has major compliance issues. And you might be worried about the millions of dollars in remediation that now you're responsible for. Or maybe you're just not wanting to feel like taken advantage of, and you're a small to mid-sized company. You don't have a huge PSM team or a team focused to PSM, so you don't want to feel like you've been taken advantage of, but you also want to be compliant. You want to do what's right. And so that's what this formula is all about. We built it with you in mind, the small to mid-sized operator, whether you're in oil and gas, or whether you're in chemicals, bio, whatever. If you're in any manufacturing environment that has hazardous substance and it's subject to process safety management as defined by OSHA, then this is for you. And so let me tell you how it works. Really, there's three things. Oh, one of my sticky notes fell. So the peace of mind formula really has three components to it. The first is to simplify. Again, there's lots of consulting groups out there or other operating companies that will tell you that it can't really be done. It can't be simplified. You have to have this many people on staff. You have to have these huge bulky softwares that cost millions of dollars a year. And by the way, the maintenance on those are just outrageous in order to be compliant. And that is not true. That is not true at all. There's real strategies to simplify. And the good news is that some of this has become more and more common just within the last 4 to 5 years. And so part of this formula is helping you understand how you can simplify. Again, you want the peace of mind. You also don't want to skimp out on process safety management. You want to be compliant, but you don't want to overpay. Okay, so that's what this is about. Now, the second part of the peace of mind formula is technology. If you really want to do more with less, and let's face it, you got to in these days, right? If you don't want your company to be subject to commodity prices that are going to, at the drop of a hat, you're going to have to lay off half your staff because you can't operate like that anymore. If you want to get out of that rat race, then you really need to leverage technology to smooth out these, things that just cause you to staff up because you need a lot of stuff done, and then when things go wrong, lay off people, right? Technology is going to help you make that happen. So there's real tools, and some of them are very simple and elegant and very cost efficient that will help you maintain your process safety compliance. And honestly, the big bear with PSM is the document management, right? And if you change one thing, how it has to change all these other things that are impacted. And there's technology that will help make that happen, right? The old way of doing things is that you pay one person full time to just sift through all these documents and try to chase down MOCs and they're always nagging people and reminding them that they need this or that. And then that person gets transferred and all the institutional knowledge is lost, and then the next guy or gal comes in and is just like lost. And then things slip through the cracks. Next thing you know, you're not compliant, and then you get slammed with a big old OSHA fine. Or worse than that is that you actually have an incident that hurts somebody or hurts your operations. And so you just don't want that. Now, the old way of doing things is to say, well, I guess we have to hire this army of people to stare at all this documentation full time. The good news, that's not the case anymore. Again, we dive deep with our clients on what kind of tech do you have right now. Here's the recognized and generally accepted great tools out there that can truly help simplify your PSM program and just take an enormous load off of your staff so you can keep your lean operation and do more with less. Okay? Then the third thing is vitality. Right? At any given moment in time, you want to know and have at your fingertips, you want to know how well your business is doing. You want to be able to click a couple buttons and just say, that's how we're doing PSM wise, 100% compliant, or maybe you're aware of non-compliance, but you want to know right now, like, this is what we have to do still, and this is what it's going to take to get it all done. Right? If you don't have an easy way to know your vitality, then I don't know how you rest well at night because something could happen, or if you're in the middle, again, if you're trying to sell your company, buy another company, or just understand truly how you stack up amongst your peers, or if you really just want to cut loose this year and crush it and just expand your business operation, knowing full well that you're in compliance, then you've got to have a really elegant and simple way for vitality. What we do for our clients is that we have a long-term relationship with them. And so we proactively tell you what your vitality is, so you're not sitting there wondering, and you don't have to have a whole staff of people in-house that are chasing it and you're paying a lot of people their salaries. It's just, we do this full time. We love it. This is what we love to do. And so we have our own technology and software that we've built in-house that we can track your vitality. And think of it kind of like a checkup at the dentist or the doctor, right? Like they have your x-rays and they have your scans, and they it doesn't have to be a big ordeal every with the dentist, it's every 6 months, right, that you go back, and it doesn't have to be a big deal because they have your history, they have your charts. You go in, they clean your teeth, and bam, you're great. Think of it in a very similar fashion, right? We have our way of tracking and auditing, and then we just simply update that, and we send you automated reports on a regular basis. And so, everyone in your organization can know at any given moment exactly where you're at. Where's your vitality of your business? And so, anyway, that's the formula for the peace of mind. We at Patronus, we believe that the energy industry deserves a chance. We believe that the chemicals industry deserves a chance, or pharmaceuticals and whatever manufacturing industry that you're in, it deserves a chance. Innovation deserves a chance. So the big nebulous thing that's OSHA and PSM, it's gotten big. It's behemoth. It can be scary, and at times it really does stifle these industries. We don't think it has to be that way, and truly it doesn't. And for our clients, it's not. We invite you to join us. So thanks for coming. And if you want to work with us, step one is to really set up an informal consultation, right? We sit down, we chat, we figure out what kind of operations you have and what you need. Step two is, we move forward and we do an assessment. We see where you're at and we come up with that first vitality. And then, step three is we come up with a custom plan for you and your operation, And there's no nonsense, right? It's like, we know you're a small to mid-cap operator, so we're not going to suggest anything that doesn't make sense for you. And it's up to you if you want to follow it or not, but we come up with a step-by-step guide to how you can achieve your PSM compliance. So that's how it works with us. Please poke around our website. We would love to work with you. We love that.